here on the right. He won. He actually got first. Keith Curl with a 1950 Cadillac right here. Beautiful car. Wow. Great job. Third place was Hagen Hillary Mason with a 92 F250. Fourth place was Ronnie Van Landingham with a Trans Am 1979 Pontiac Trans Am. And then Dustin Pope got fifth with a 79 Pontiac Trans Am. So good job to all those guys. Thank you all very much. I'm trying to kind of finish up some of the tallying, but I can go ahead and do the president's pick. Let me go ahead and do it. That will take a few minutes. Okay, so they're finishing up. Sorry about that, guys. So on the President's Choice, just to kind of tell you a little bit about what my goal was on that is, man, I just love hearing stories about, you know, what a car means to somebody. Last year, I think you guys, a lot of y'all remember, I gave it to a group of motorcycle from a guy who had, you know, 40-year kind of goal. So he had a whole collection, and it's just super cool collection. He was like 8 or 9 years old, just a little kid, working in a motorcycle shop, sweeping the floor, was tired, sit down on a little motorcycle, looked down the line and seen all these big motorcycles, and he had dreams or aspirations of, you know, one of these days, I'm gonna own every one of these. Well, now the guy's in his 50s, and he does. He owns every one of them, and he just recently finished up, you know, how long it took him to build them. But anyway, so it's just so cool, you know, for me. And he restored them himself, used Krylon, and it was just really amazing set of motorcycles that was here last year. That was my pick. So with that, Miss Susan actually made me a trophy. So Susan made this trophy, and I thought it was just super cool. You know, eagle and just, you know, America with marauders, everything. So President's Choice. So thought that was very fitting for a trophy. Plus, it's something that, you know, you can put in your house or put on a shelf. Don't need a forklift to load it. You know, something like that. Some of you guys know what I'm saying there. Anyway, beautiful trophy, and so Susan, thank you very much for building that for me. So as I'm walking around here and I go to talking to people about their cars, and you know, it's just like there were so many that, you know, I was like, man, how do you even pick? What do you think is cool? Like, what's a neat story? And man, there's just so many cars in here that, you know, that's a really hard challenge to do that. There's some beautiful ones, and then just like say the stories. But the one that kind of caught my attention, the guy's name is Ray. Ray, would you come up front? He's my man. So you think, what in the world? What car's he got? There he goes. You guys know Ray. So what Ray's got, I'm going to let y'all tell him what he's got and what the car means. Then you'll understand why I picked his car.
My name is Ray Morales. I have an 86 Chevy Caprice on hydraulics. And the way this car came about, I actually had an 82 Cadillac Coupe de Ville back when I was in high school, and I had my first kid. And I had hydraulics, everything on that one as well. And I worked at a body shop, and I didn't get paid that Friday, and my son needed diapers. So I ended up selling that car for $200. Well, I took a big loss, you know, and I ended up moving down here to Woodward, Oklahoma, and I'm just going to be honest with you. I got really bad on drugs. I got addicted to methamphetamines and alcohol, real bad on alcohol, domestic violence, in and out of jail. And I finally, you know, decided to just change my life. November 19th of 2017, I gave my life to Christ. And I'm not here to try to transform anybody's life whatsoever. I'm just sharing with them my testimony. And I was facing 26 years in prison. And I ended up getting out of this, you know, just praying, and my wife stayed with me. And I continued to look for an 82 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, and I could not find one. So I got this 86, and I mean, this thing was rough. And the guy got it from said this car did not run. I mean, it needed all kind. It needed Jesus, you know. So I got this car home, you know, and he's tried for years to try to get this thing started, and for some reason, I put gas in it, pumped it up, and this thing started, fired right up. Drove it off the trailer, and I knew at that moment it was something, you know, to build. It's my daily driver, you know, but this car was really built for like a family ministry, you know, because growing up I was a hopeless kid. You know, my father was an alcoholic, domestic violence as well, all kinds of crap. I kind of crappy home, you know. But anyway, this car that my wife and my son and I built was more of a thing to give back to the community, you know, 'cause when we're hitting our switches, you know, you got a lot of kids turning heads and like, oh, mom, look at that car, dad, look at that car. You know, and it's heartwarming because I was once that kid, you know, so, I mean, I'm just grateful to have this car because it brightens my day, just seeing these kids running up to me and just them cherishing something that I knew I always dreamed of having. You know, but I'm just grateful for being here and thank you for allowing me to speak to you.
Appreciate you. Oh yeah, wait, let's take a quick picture real quick. That's not the coolest story, man. I love it. No, I think that, and him saying that on that cool, first time I ever thought